In this video, I'm going to share with you the most common mistakes business owners make when they are writing their blogs. But we're not going to just talk about the mistakes. We're going to talk about how to avoid them and how you can put them right if you're making them, so you can attract more leads and clients from your blogging efforts. So what are the most common blogging mistakes? Well, the first one is you're not creating and publishing the content on your blog that your audience is looking for. It's so easy to think that we as business owners know what our audience wants to read about, but we don't always get it right. So be sure you're answering the questions that they want answers to in your blogs, not the ones you think they do. Another common mistake is business owners don't have clear objectives for their blogs. In other words, your blog doesn't really have a purpose. Now, the aim of writing blogs for your business is to get leads and clients. And yet, so many business owners sit down, start writing blogs without knowing what their business goals and objectives are. Another mistake is blog headlines. They're not striking a chord with your audience, or your headlines aren't being found in searches. So writing blog headlines that aren't appealing to your audience is a big turn off for them. So you need to be getting your blog headline right so it grabs their eyeballs, it's what they want to read, so they will click on your blog and start reading it. Another common mistake when it comes to writing blogs is the blog that you have written, you're not using it to its full potential. Now, I know it's a great feeling when you finish that blog, you get it onto your website, sigh of relief, but that doesn't mean your blogging work is done. Your blog is a source of useful and helpful content that can easily be repurposed, and so many blog writers miss this trick. You've gone to all that effort to write your blog, but you're not putting it where your audience is looking for it or where they would expect to find it. Now, yes, the most common place for your blog is your website. But if you're not currently on page 1 of Google, you've got to work a bit smarter to get traffic to your blog. So you can share it on social media, especially the platforms that you know your audience is hanging out on, and also where they'd expect to find useful and helpful blogs like yours. Another mistake is not sharing it enough. You can share your blog more than once on social media. Now, to you, it might be old content, but there's always someone new coming into your target audience that your blog will be ideal for. Another mistake is believing that a handful of blogs will create a successful blog. So if you're not blogging regularly and consistently, you need to up your game, because you want your audience to know that you'll share useful and helpful content in your blogs with them regularly and consistently. How's your blog performing? It's a common mistake. People don't keep a track on how it's doing. So what blog or blogs are drawing readers to your website? Are you getting leads from your blogs? Do they have a favourite topic that you're writing or blogging about over any others? Okay, so they're the most common mistakes, but how do you avoid them, or how do you put them right if you're currently doing them? Well, let's dive into that now. So first things first, why are you blogging? Ideally, you want all the time and effort of writing blogs to help you achieve your business objectives and goals. But without knowing these, you won't know what blogs to create and write to help you hit them. Instead, you'll be blogging without any clear purpose. So if you're not sure what your business objectives and goals are, now might be a good time to block out some time in your diary And you might want to check out my video, why it's important to write your business plan before writing blogs. Now in that video, there's plenty of questions and advice to get you planning the content that you need to create to help you get your objectives and goals for your business met. Be sure that you know who you are blogging for. So you don't want to be blogging for everyone and anyone. You want to be blogging for your target audience and your ideal client. Now, ideal client is sometimes called customer persona, dream client, or avatar. Now, what you call the ideal person you want to sell to is up to you. But for me, I'm going to use ideal client from here, just so that you know. The key thing is that you know who you want to be selling to. So you're clear on who it is you're spending your time creating your blogs for. Now, I'm going to be really upfront with you here. You do need to get clear on who it is you want to sell to so that your marketing, your blogs will stand out from all the noise in this online world of ours and help you to get in front of more of your potential clients. Understand and know your target audience. Now, it's really worth taking the time to spend understanding your target audience and what they're looking for when it comes to useful and helpful content before you start writing your blogs. Now, being able to answer these following questions is a great start, but if you want to understand and know your target audience even better so you can write better blogs, I'll pop a link to a blog for you below that really helps you to take a deep dive into understanding and knowing your target audience even better. But to get you started, 3 questions to help you to know and understand your target audience are: who is your target audience? Who is your ideal client? What problems are they facing that you can help them solve? When you know and understand your ideal client, your target audience, it really helps you to answer the questions that they want answered in your blogs. So you can consider their painful problem. What's keeping them awake at night? What's niggling at them? What's keeping them stuck? What's keeping them frustrated, worried, concerned? Basically, what situation are they going through that could be resolved by you? And can you imagine if through writing the blogs that they want and need to read, they can then begin to associate you as the solver of their problem? If you don't understand your customers' problems, how are you going to know what to blog about to help them? Now, if you're not sure you are addressing your client's pain or problem, all's not lost. They're leaving you clues everywhere. Whether they're talking about it on social media, writing about problems that they've had solved by other people that are in your industry, in testimonials, whether they're buying books from Amazon or any other source, they're writing about it in book reviews, what problem they had and what problems they had solved. Now, doing some time spending researching what their problems are, it really helps you to get inside their heads before you start writing your blogs. So investigate what your client is really struggling with. But something really worth remembering. As they begin to know, like and trust you as they read your blogs, they'll then start to have questions about your products or your services. So be sure that you're writing blogs that will help them to decide to buy from you or not. Why your blog title is important. So your blog title needs to stand out because the first thing your reader will see is your blog headline. And this is whether they stumble across it on social media, whether they find it via a search, or it's shared with them by a friend. Your blog headline needs to leave your reader in no doubt what your blog is about. So think about what your ideal client will type into a search engine. they'll tend to start searches with the words why, what is, how to, or what to. Don't worry, here's some examples to get you thinking. So let's say that you write useful and helpful blogs to help parents. Those parents who for them, mealtimes are a bit of a struggle. So you could write blog titles that are a bit like this. Why are kids so fussy when it comes to eating vegetables? What is the best way to cook vegetables for a toddler? How to introduce your toddler to vegetables. What to do with vegetables so your toddler eats them. So there you have it, some ideas on how to create eyeball-grabbing blog titles. Now I know there's a relief when you publish your blog and you've got it sitting there on your website and it's waiting to be read. So many of us put blogs out there and then forget about them, and we leave them to gather dust rather than readers. Why? Well, I've touched on it before. It could be because, well, to us it's old news and we don't think to reuse it, or perhaps there's another reason. But no matter what, it's a shame to leave that blog that you've written sitting there in the dark, not getting eyeballs on it. So here's a few ideas to help you get traffic to your blog. So regularly share your blogs on social media. You can include links to them in your new blog content. For example, if you talk about a topic and then you have another blog that goes into more depth in the topic, in your blog you could include the link to that. This may tempt the reader, encourage the reader to click and read more of your content. At the end of your blog, you could share links to other blogs that your reader may find useful and helpful. Why not share your blogs with your email list? You can get more eyeballs on your blog when you put it where your audience expects to find it. Now, this can be something as simple as sharing your blog on social media. If that's where your audience is hanging out, share it where they are. Now, if they're looking for useful and helpful content on LinkedIn, for example, you can post about your blog from your profile, and then, should you wish to, a week or so later, repurpose your blog as an article on LinkedIn. Now, the thing with blogging, well, you've got to be consistent if you want it to be successful. It's no good writing one blog and then nothing for weeks or months. Writing your blog for a successful blog takes commitment, and showing up for your audience regularly takes that time, but it does pay off. So have a plan for creating your useful and helpful content to help you write those blogs. Once you've realised how much you can write about and create for your audience, you'll need a plan. Some of the questions you might want to ask yourself are: when will you create your content? When will you write your blog? How often will you create it? Where will you publish it and share it? And how will you track your results? So the content creation, writing your blogs, that can be a big time-consuming activity. So knowing when you're going to create your content is really important. Now, it might work best for you to block out time for your blog writing days. So for you, it could be a whole day, or it might be that you prefer to dedicate some time each day rather than just sit and writing in one big chunk of time. Now, perhaps you're thinking writing blogs is such a huge commitment, but there are benefits to committing to writing blogs regularly and consistently for your business. So if you consider that if you were to create a new blog each week, now of course we're going to take time out for holidays, but you could have 48 pieces of content, blogs, to share with your audience. Create a new blog each month and you could have 12 pieces of content to share with your audience. And the good thing is when you create content around the questions that you get asked the most, then this content will earn its keep time and time again. It will always be there on your website, ready for your audience to read and be informed by. There's the saying, what gets measured gets improved, and you'll want to be sure you apply this to your blog as well. You'll want to know how it's performing. So if you want more success with your blog writing, you'll want to know how your blog is performing now, and in a few weeks' time, how it's performing then, and then over time, what blogs are performing well and what blogs need to be improved. So things that you can track could be how many readers your blog is getting via your website, how well the call to action on your blog is working for you, or how many leads are you gaining from your blogs. Now, writing blogs takes time, and gaining traction from your blogs also takes time. So you'll want to be sure that the blogs that you're writing for your audience are working for you. So there you have it, the most common blogging mistakes and how to put them right so you can get better results from your blogging efforts over time. If you've got any questions or comments on today's video, then please feel free to pop them below. And also, if you haven't already, then please subscribe to my video. Now, what happens is with every new subscriber, I celebrate with a cup of tea. I love tea, what can I say? So if you'd like me to have another cup of tea today, then please go on, hit that subscribe button now. See you next time.